Do you want to know a secret? You want to find a way where you can accumulate abundance of points, where you can travel for free or very cheap? Well, I have the answer for you. One of the best ways that you can achieve this is by having the Chase Trifecta. The Chase Trifecta consists of having 3 credit cards: the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, and the Chase Freedom Flex. Having this setup sounds like you need to get a lot of credit cards, but in reality, by having these credit cards, you can basically cover every expense that you do on your daily life. It's even possible that by having the Chase Trifecta, you might not need to get other credit cards. But of course, it'll all come down in how you spend your money. The Chase Trifecta covers a wide range of categories that most likely you spend on, including grocery shopping, drugstores, travel, and many others. And the best part is that the total cost of these 3 credit cards accounts for a total effective annual fee of $95 that you only have to pay for the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Both the Chase Freedom Flex and the Chase Freedom Unlimited are 0 effective annual fee. You can consider these 3 credit cards as an extension of each other because they cover almost the same categories as the other. However, there are some key differences that the Chase Freedom Flex, Freedom Unlimited, and the Chase Sapphire Preferred has that complements each other in order to accumulate points. First, I'm going to start talking about what are the similarities that these 3 credit cards have with each other, and then I'm going to explain you the key differences that they have and why is it worth to have the Chase Trifecta. The similarities that the 3 credit cards have are 5 points on travel purchased through a Chase portal, 3 points on dining, 3 points on drugstores, only for a Chase Freedom Flex and a Chase Freedom Unlimited, and 1 point on any other purchase, only for a Chase Freedom Flex and the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So this is where the 3 credit cards overlap and how they can work similarly. However, there are some key differences that is what makes worth having the Chase Trifecta, and I'm going to talk about them. The main differentiator that the Chase Freedom Flex has compared to the other credit card is first the welcome bonus, which is 20,000 points or $200 after you spend $500 in the first 3 months from account opening. And the main differentiator is the quarterly rotating categories, in which you can earn 5 points on different categories that change every quarter, up to a $1,500 limit every quarter. The main benefit about this feature is that the quarterly promotions that you see on the Chase Freedom Flex are usually on high expense categories, such as groceries and gas stations, which usually are not categories covered by the Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So this is how the Chase Freedom Flex complements both the Unlimited and the Chase Sapphire Preferred in the Chase Trifecta. This is the key role that this credit card plays. Now onto the Chase Freedom Unlimited. The welcome bonus for the Chase Freedom Unlimited is very similar to the Chase Freedom Flex of 20,000 points or $200 after you spend $500 in the first 3 months from account opening. The main differentiator from the Chase Freedom Unlimited is that it offers 1.5 points in any other purchase. Basically, this means that if you're trying to purchase something outside of the categories that both the Chase Freedom Flex and the Chase Sapphire Preferred offers, this is where the Chase Freedom Unlimited jumps in. Let's say that you want to purchase clothes or electronics. Usually, there are no extra benefits in purchasing these items with the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Freedom Flex. So in this case, you will use the Chase Freedom Unlimited to get 1.5 points on each dollar that you spend in purchasing these items. In my personal experience, the Chase Freedom Unlimited is a credit card that I use the least because I don't spend a great deal of money on categories outside of what the other credit cards offers. However, it's always good to have just in case. And now for the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I made a video where I talk into more detail about the Chase Sapphire Preferred and why do I think it's such a powerful credit card. So if you want to learn more about the specifics of this credit card, please click in the link down below so you can understand more about the Chase Sapphire Preferred. The main differentiators for this credit card start with the welcome bonus, where the Chase Sapphire Preferred offers 60,000 points after you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months from account opening. And besides this, some of the differentiators: 2 points on travel purchased outside of the Chase portal, 3 points on online groceries, 3 points on select streaming services, 25% redemption boost, in which basically each point that you make has an extra 25% worth in value, the 10% anniversary points boost, and the feature of travel partners. When I learned about the Chase Trifecta, I wanted to start the journey of building this setup with the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I was very interested into getting into the traveler's credit card world, and this is the credit card that caught my attention. I wanted to start accumulating as much points as possible and taking advantage of the welcome bonus. So after I got the first welcome bonus with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I ended up getting the Chase Freedom Flex, in which getting the welcome bonus for this credit card, it's pretty simple. It was just spending $500 in the first 3 months from account opening. But I really loved the feature of the quarterly rotating categories. I was already taking advantage of the Chase Sapphire Preferred with the current categories that it offers. However, the Chase Freedom Flex helped in filling the holes that the Chase Sapphire Preferred doesn't cover. I was able to take advantage of some extra points on grocery shopping and also on gas stations whenever that specific category was on that specific quarter. And lastly, I got the Chase Freedom Unlimited, which I honestly don't use that much, but I got it mainly for some miscellaneous expenses that I do outside of the categories that I mentioned on the video, and also I wanted to take advantage of the welcome bonus. And what makes this setup so powerful is that when you accumulate points on each of the 3 credit cards, you can combine all of them into the Chase Sapphire Preferred, so you can take advantage of the feature that gives you the 25% redemption boost. So if you accumulate a great deal of points with the Chase Freedom Flex in the quarterly rotating categories, or you spend a great deal on clothing and technology, you can transfer your points from the Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Chase Freedom Flex to the Chase Sapphire Preferred and get even more value out of your points. So the whole game of this setup is that you use them strategically so you can accumulate extra points on your everyday expenses. And what's even better, if you want to take advantage of your points even more than the 25% redemption boost, you can use the feature of the travel partners that the Chase Sapphire Preferred offers. In the video that I made on the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I recorded my screen going through the steps on how you can take advantage of this feature and how you can get extra value out of your points using the travel partners. So again, I do recommend you watching the Chase Sapphire Preferred video. There's something important to take into consideration when getting the Chase Trifecta, and it's that Chase has a rule called the 524 rule, and it states that you won't be able to open any Chase credit card if you have opened 5 personal credit cards in the last 24 months, and not only 5 Chase credit cards, but any credit card from any banks. So getting the Chase Trifecta already gives you 3 credit cards out of the 5. So it is very important to look at your own situation, see how many credit cards you got in the past 2 years, and see if you still fall in the threshold of 5 credit cards in the last 24 months. So to conclude this video, the Chase Trifecta is a very powerful setup. You have the opportunity to basically cover expenses on almost every category that you spend on your daily life. The only thing that you have to do is basically understand the point earning categories and understand when are you going to use which credit cards, depending on the type of expense that you're about to do. I really like that the Chase Trifecta is a very beginners friendly credit card, but it also works great for people that have been in the credit card world for a while. This is the first setup in where I started, and I learned tons about credit cards thanks to the Chase Trifecta. So I usually recommend my friends to start with the Chase Trifecta setup, especially with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, unless you don't want to have an annual fee at first. So I will recommend you to start with the Chase Freedom Flex and then get the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Just be mindful that by having 3 credit cards, it's so easy to spend a great deal of money. Just be responsible and try to use the credit cards as debit cards and only spend what you have on your bank account, and try not to go over that. In this way, you avoid paying for fees that can be really expensive in credit cards. Don't fall into this trap. But again, I recommend the Chase Trifecta if the point earning categories fall into your personal expenses. If you really like my video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the thumbs up, and drop any comments or questions that you might have. I really hope to see you soon.